All right, it's been a while since I recorded one of these. Hopefully I'm not too rusty. I think the last one was New Year's resolution, and it's 10 days into the New Year's now. I guess I'm a little late for last week thoughts. I didn't record my last day off, which I try to do every single week, but it's because I was hanging out with friends. It's just kind of weird if you're the only one recording, and thought it kind of throws the vibe off. Especially with the friends I was with. I was kind of with one friend and like someone I had met before and their boyfriend, is just like, I'm not going to record in that situation. It was interesting because normally I'm in such a small group of friends. Like, I don't really talk to too many other people that in depth, especially my age. I guess it was just kind of fun to get a new perspective and see how other people were choosing to live their lives, I guess. And I was a little on edge during the hangout because these kids were probably like the popular kids in school. And I was so far away from that. I was just trying to live up to that, even though I'm so not that. But yeah, it was kind of fun to hear from other people my age about how they choose to live their life. You know, they all are talking about such fun things. And it kind of made me think maybe I'm lacking a little bit in that area of life. I think with the life I've chose to live after high school has been very money oriented or future oriented. And yeah, I guess talking to those group of people made me feel a little out of place or like I was behind in that aspect of life. But in reality, I'm not behind. I just chose to live a little differently. But yeah, that was fun. I mean, we went to Makapu, which it was the first time I ever went into that beach. So that's a cool little plus. I feel a lot more confident in my ability in the water now, which is great. I did take Koba. He was amazing at the beach. He was really friendly, which I would just look up from my nap and he would just be with a random group of people and trying to go home with them or chasing a chicken. And I actually got a fat ass thorn in my foot because he was chasing a chicken and I was chasing him, and thorn straight through my foot. So not fun. Even with the thorn in my foot, I've been a lot more active, I guess. Not in the sense of like recording active. I've just been doing a lot of exercise. I think this Whoop band has really pushed me to go a little bit further. I'm kind of addicted to the app right now, seeing stress levels or how I did with my sleep. Yeah, I guess it's pushing me a little bit to be a little bit more fit. But recently, I've been feeling kind of in the dumps, I guess, a little bit. I think I really go in between being really sad and being really happy. And I'm just trying to figure out which one I actually am. I think that's an ongoing process. It probably will be for the rest of my life. It's just how it is. I think with the holidays over, it's definitely gotten better. But I'm still just feeling a little bit down overall recently. I've kind of cut some people off, and I think in my life, I kind of thrive when I'm either super alone or in a relationship. And I kind of hate being in between those. I'm a real extreme person. I like either one or the other. Going into the future or the next however long this is, I'll probably be a little bit more on the alone side, which is all right. Nothing I haven't done before. Mentally preparing for that and doing what it takes to be in that headspace again. Because recently I've been kind of hanging out with a lot of people and it's been a little overwhelming for me. Even though it's really been good I've not been sulking in my feelings like I used to. I've been, texting a lot of my friends and asking if they want to do something or just doing something myself. It's good not to sulk in your feelings and just feel bad about yourself. It's very okay to feel not okay. It's just not okay to stay there. I've been doing my best to not stay in that situation and maybe reach out to a lifelong friend and say, want to have a talk or whatever it may be. I have been watching this show, Three Body Problem. I want to touch on one quote from the series. In nature, nothing is alone. And it kind of just made me think a little bit. Like, I've been feeling a little bit alone recently. And I know I'm not alone, especially not in nature. And there's so many people around me. But I wonder why I and a lot of other people have some innate ability to feel like we're alone. In nature, so many things feel like they're alone. I know personally, my dog, who is right there, he feels like he's alone a bunch. Even if I go upstairs and he's outside, he'll start crying. And I know he can feel like he's alone. And I wonder why it is that even if we're not alone, we have some ability to make ourselves feel like we are. And what that comes from, I have no idea. It's just a thought I had. I have written down on my phone that I really need to lay down in the sun because I'm super white right now. I have not been getting too much sun. Well, one, it's been cloudy over the holidays, and two, I just haven't been doing like beach activities. I've been more in the mountains or in a forest, so I really need to get some more sun, which I did at the beach the other day. I just didn't record it, but hopefully I have some more beachy type vlogs coming up. Speaking of vlogging, this won't really matter to you guys, but I got the GoPro and it worked great. I think the video came out great with the GoPro, and it's a lot easier for other people to use the GoPro than to use my Osmo, which I'm recording this on, because it's just a lot more straightforward just pointing it compared to like the gimbal system. So I think going forward, if I'm hiking with someone else, I just hand them the GoPro and I'm holding the real camera. And I can do cool stuff like go under the waterfall if you guys watch that vlog. Another thing about that vlog I wanted to talk about, at the ending we go to an arcade. And I am so happy that I'm not washed at the arcade. Like, I kind of going into it thought maybe, all right, I'm getting up in age, I might have lost some ability. And I was really scared about that, to be honest, because I guess I've just been feeling pretty old recently in general. And it made me really happy that I was still pretty good at those arcade games, as useless as they are. Something I've really been struggling with is kind of how I perceive things. I think I always see things in the best light, and sometimes I can judge something off of the potential it could be opposed to what it actually is. And that's especially when I have no effect on whether the outcome actually changes, like the potential actually hits. And I guess sometimes I just live in the fantasy of what it could be. And I think I just sometimes I just block out the bad stuff in my brain and I think, oh, well, if this happens or if I do this, then this will happen. And especially if it's in terms of other people or if other people are going to change, it's kind of a dead dream, I guess. I've always struggled to realize that I like to see the best in people. So something that has come up to my attention is I've been enjoying work less and less. And I think a byproduct of that is because I've been living life more and more. Work coincides with me not living my life like I'm busy at work. I can't do this or I can't do that. Especially, it is clearing up now, the weather, and I haven't been hiking, and I'm just like, I'm dying to go, but I've been working a lot, and I think it's very natural for it to be the case. I think especially when you get older, you see a lot of old people stop living life to a certain extent. They just go to work and go home, and I wonder if there's something there to where if they work less, then they would enjoy life more, or because work is so in tune with their life that they work so much, if they started living life more, they would start to resent work in the kind of way that I'm resenting work because I'm living more life. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's kind of a hard concept to put into words. Moral of the story, I just haven't been enjoying work, I guess. Another thing, which is crazy, I think a lot of people have been assuming that I drink recently, which is insane because if you know me, I haven't taken a sip of alcohol in my life. But even like when I'm just hanging out with people, sometimes they think I'm drunk, but I'm kind of just a particularly happy type of individual. Especially if I'm with the right company, I feel kind of high on life, or maybe just drunk. People think I'm drunk because I'm super happy, and I wouldn't even know what drunk feels like, but I guess I'm just kind of in a flowing state. And yeah, I don't know. I've been getting asked a lot if I'm drunk, which is just insane to me. I asked recently a friend to describe me in 2 words, and they said expressive and adventurous. And I just thought, like, wow, I wouldn't have even described myself in those 2 words if you gave me 50 words to say. And it kind of just made me think how much other people get from me. One friend may say a completely different set of words, and it just makes me realize that certain people bring out certain sides of me, and it kind of did make me question myself for a little bit, like, which is the real me? But I realized, that's just insecurities talking. It's all me. I'm just different people pull different versions of me out, even if that's to the smallest details. I might just be having an off day and that person will remember that more than another day. So I think I'm just me, and I'm really proud of who I am. So I shouldn't really worry about other people, I guess. If you had lost all your memory and you could only choose one person to tell you who you are, who would you choose? It kind of made me think for a second, like I just couldn't pick one person because so many people get different versions of me. There's a lot of things in my life that I haven't told anybody, and I guess that's kind of a reason I'm starting this YouTube channel. Not that I'm going to lose all my memories and I'm going to rewatch all of these. It's just I can get my ideas out there and you guys could, I guess, really know who I am. More so for me personally, or maybe my kids, if they want to know what I'm like at 22. By the way, the answer is definitely my mom. I mean, obviously. Another thing I wanted to touch on is that, you know, the past and the future, they're all in my head. And for some reason, when I think about the past, I kind of choose to focus on really sad things. And when I think about the future, I choose to focus on, you know, the what ifs or what can be in a really good light. And I'm wondering why that is. Why, when I think about the past, I think of all the things that hurt me. And maybe they shaped who I am today, but I don't know. I just kind of think of a certain time and I kind of think of really bad things that were happening during that time. And I guess maybe up until last year, I hadn't really lived a really great life. But, you know, there's still good things I could take away. But yeah, going forward, I just really hope I start, I guess, kind of seeing the past in more of a positive light. Yeah, I guess I've always been really hopeful about the future, and I don't know why my head chooses to separate the past and the future with bad and good. When it's all in my head, it's just a choice to see how you want to see life. I don't know, I guess I see certain people as a positive or a negative. I don't know, I think I saw something recently that said, you know, who or what makes you feel bad. And you should be doing absolutely everything in your power to get rid of those things in your life, whether it be a person or a place you don't want to go back to. Really sit down and ask yourself who or what is making you feel bad or making you feel worse in your life. And I think when you can get that down and you could think about that in specific and put that along with that person or that place or whatever it may be, then you can really start to take the steps forward to move away from that, just naturally live a happier life. Recently, I've seen so much growth in my life, and I think potential is endless. And I think I've really just become obsessed with the fact that your ability to grow is infinite. And you can really be anything that you want to be, whatever that may be, whether you want to grow as a person, whether you want to go to a certain place, whether you want to be a certain way, whether you want to be happier, or whatever you want to do. And you can pretty much just achieve anything you want. And you know, some things may be harder, but it's so easy to take a step into the right way. I want to tell you guys my dream. Hopefully one day this will come true. My dream is to be with my wife and maybe a kid or two or three, maximum of three. But my dream is to be with my family in Barcelona, and we have a home in the United States, probably, hopefully Hawaii still. And you know, we have some good land, and I whistle and a couple dogs run up the hill, and kind of just a simple life. I pray so often that that life becomes a reality for me, and I truly do believe that it will. So whatever you guys believe in, whatever you guys want, I suggest that you guys manifest it. You guys take the steps to get there, and yeah, you guys will watch me do it, so I really hope you guys do too. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my last week's thoughts, or last 10 days thoughts, I guess, this time. And love you guys.